Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic that's on popular request. A lot of people write to me this, Mr. Lu, how do we make our kids successful? How do we bring them up in a way that will ensure they become rich and successful and well-to-do and everything that you can ever dream of for your children? And this topic is very important for Singapore parents because this is what we all kind of live for, to make sure our kids are successful. And, I have got three kids. They are now in their 20s. And I think they are wonderful kids. I don't profess to have the perfect kid, but I think they're all pretty great in my impression. Okay. So let me share with you some of my experience in life. How about that? So to start off, I just want to give everybody an update of what I see the market today. The market is going to have a bull run tonight. And the S&P 500 is going up by 1.5%, NASDAQ going up 1.7%, even the TLT is going up by over 1%. So everything is going up, 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 up. And I think it's important for us to keep track of this. Hit subscribe. I might do a live stream tonight if the market turns out very interesting. And just remember, hit subscribe and click the notification bell. On the topic of bringing up children to be successful, I think one of the most important thing is to ensure that we impart financial literacy early. Now, when I say early means very early, right? As much as young little kid at 1 year old or so. I'll share with you some life experience. Is that, what we always do is that we will have this bottle. There's a transparent bottle where we'll come back from home and I'll have a bunch of coins from the whole days. And I'll split among three kids and they'll start throwing coins in. And I'll be, wow, saving money, saving money. And then we affirm them, right? So they know that saving money is a virtue. Of course, at the young age, they gong, just drop the coin into the transparent bottle. You go ding, 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 very loud and very nice, right? And the good thing is that we say you can take the money out if you want, okay, to spend. But you mean that your brother and sister will have more money than you know? And from the start, they know very clearly that they have to compete against each other, just like what they'll do next time in life. So they refuse to spend it, okay? So we train them from very young. And at a very young age, about maybe 7, 8 years old or something like that, when I do crash buying, I will tell them that, Papa is experiencing a market crash right now. That's great, right? So I'm going to take out some money and I want you to help me click buy. So I set up the whole system on the stock market app that they have to click buy, and they click buy, kind of describe to them a thing. Of course, they won't understand, right? But they will know that they're part of the process of catching bottom. And I'll explain to them that S&P 500 and NASDAQ will compound over time. And I'll teach them the app on a calculator, and they press equal, and to see the power of compounding drive the formula up. So what I normally do is I take 1.04, which is the 4% return on the CPF, and make them press times, 2 times, and hit equals. So they whack 30, 100 times or so. You see a number going up, they get very excited. Okay. So I think that's very important. Second thing I think is very important for parents to do is to role model frugality, financial wisdom, and investment savviness. A lot of parents, okay, tell the children to do one thing and then they themselves role model the other thing. Right? That's not undoable. A lot of parents say, I want you to be very frugal as well. Then they go and buy themselves a BMW, they buy themselves a nice, luxurious condominium and so on, right? So I actually, cut back on a lot of luxuries of life, and even though some luxury of life I love to enjoy, I'll have it behind closed doors. In that sense, don't bring them to nice restaurants and things like that, and let them taste some frugality from young. I refuse to buy a luxury car, not because I cannot afford one, and not because I don't like one, but I think that you will have a very negative impact on the children if I were to own one. So I refuse to take on such a thing. So this is me. I'm not saying that you should do that. If you ask me what I do, this is what I do. And as a result, I avoid overindulgence. Everything I wear in my body is mostly affordable and even to some extent simple. Okay. And my children get the cue from that. Now, all three of them are generally very frugal, very wise to investment. And I think it starts from very young. I would say 6 months to 1 year old, you can start some of these things. I think it's very important to train them to be emotionally resilient. And I coined this term tahanability from the Hokkien word tahan. Sorry, I think it's from Malay word, right? Tahanability. And everyone needs to be emotionally very tough. A lot of people train themselves to be physically tough, but they are not emotionally tough. Physical toughness can come and go. Emotional toughness, once you train it, is there. Okay. And I learned it from very young that it is very important for people to be very, very emotionally resilient towards failures, towards crises, towards tripping and fall in life. And this is where I always would extend a love to them. I'll hug them and kiss them. I'll tell them, we love you very much. Up to this age, by the way. But I will not overprotect them. Let them go trip and fall. Okay. Let them go try new things. Let them fail. Okay. Be there to not to prevent them from falling, but when they fall, help them up and just tell them it's okay. Dust off the dust. Apply a little medicine and go on playing. Okay. Go on trying. I think it's very important for parents to train our children for the cold, tough world. Very cruel world up there. Whatever, how strong you are, life's going to give you a few punches that will knock you down the wall, will knock you down on the ground, that you have to pick yourself up. And if we are there to just protect them. How long can you protect them? So I think from young, I've always trained them to be ready for the cold, tough world. Tell them, describe to them every crisis I face, how I overcome them. Some I don't do well, some I do well. Some let them take a little bit of a small hardship, right? And I think a little muscle can be stronger at a time. So I think that mental, emotional toughness can be trained over a lifetime. And I do that from young. And I think this is something I actually pride myself from this. Now, this is something that a lot of Singaporeans parents don't do that. I think it's very important that we encourage our children to pursue, to identify their passion, have the courage to try and chase their passion. Now, a lot of parents just decide that what is good and what is money making and things like that, or what they think is good for themselves, and they impose that on their children. So stop asking your children to pursue your passion. From young, identify what are their passions, what are their strengths and weaknesses, and try to gently nudge them towards this passion. It might take a long time, 5, 10, 20 years to help them discover this, and passions and strengths and weaknesses can change over time. Most important is to encourage them to have the courage to pursue it. There's a lot of people know what they want, but don't have the courage to try it and just take the steady, smooth path without risk to do it. I think this is a very deadly mistake that parents make by telling children just to pursue the safe way, secure way, okay, financial stability, but pursue things that they don't like, okay? So don't ask your children to become doctor, lawyer, engineer, or whatever when they clearly don't like it, right? So this is something I try to do a lot. Up to a certain age, we try to surround them with high caliber people. So when I have a chance to meet very inspiring people, I try to bring them along. If I cannot bring all three, bring at least one. And then let them share, let the children share his encounter. I have a incredible, this privilege to let my children meet some very important people, some ministers, some business leaders, Mr. So Chin Heng, Mr. Ng Kok Song, and many more people, especially entrepreneurs and things like that. Let them hear enough of all these, let them process this learning, share this experience, and then over time, they will subconsciously program their mind what is a good role model to work towards to. And for some people who don't have this privilege, try to identify what are some great role models online on YouTube whatsoever, and watch them again and again and again. I follow Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew a lot. I encourage all my children to watch them. And over time, they will have their own role models as well. That's very important. Now, this is something I want to encourage all parents to stop telling their children to take a corporate life, okay? And encourage them entrepreneurial skills. And the reason is this: for a person with entrepreneurial skills to survive in corporate life, easy. But for those with corporate life to survive entrepreneurial world, very difficult. So if you teach them bring them to a higher bar, they fall down to a corporate life is not so bad. Encourage them to have side hustle, run little school or business digital projects whatsoever. Help them identify problem and ask them to create solution to serve real market. Even make $1, $2, 5 cents, 10 cents. That's also good. Please do not slap their idea down. Please do not tell them that you're useless, you're a failure, you're good for nothing whatsoever. Tell them that it is okay to fail, okay, and try again. Entrepreneurial skills are very important. I can assure you this, that in the world that's coming, many corporate jobs will be lost through AI, through outsourcing whatsoever. Entrepreneurial skills will never be lost because it is very expandable into other areas. So I strongly encourage all parents to impart children with lifelong entrepreneurial skills. That is very, very important. Now, this is something I want to share everybody, is the concept of catching waves. I came to realize this, that in life, one of the key most important point of making very big success is timing, timing, timing. That you must catch things at the right time. And when the timing comes, it's like a big wave come, the online wave come, AI wave come, live streaming wave come, cyber security wave come, banking wave come. You must quickly go and paddle your boat out and quickly go and fish, because that's the way the tide comes, the waves come. You must quickly catch them. The fish will come with the waves. So this is what I call, you must always catch waves. There are just so few waves in your life that will come, and many of us just let them go by, right? So I strongly encourage everybody that your kids must be tuned from young to identify waves and have the courage to go and try. Never mind the failure, and go all in to catch this wave when the timing is right. Now, this is what I think the most important determinant of life success. Not the only, but most important, is to marry right. Some people say that marriage decides 80% of your life success. Some people say 120%. Whatever the percent is, it's very, very high. Most of us now in our 40, 50, 60, 70s, we will agree that who you choose as your life partner will determine a lot of your life success. And forget about the idea of trying to marry someone you love, okay, and hoping to change a person into someone that will fit you, right? You got to choose someone, okay, that meet these criteria of your life. So marrying right, okay, is very important. Get someone that will share your same value, same no, be ambitious, give you emotional strength, and so on. It is something I train my children from very young, how to choose the right partner. Very, very young. Somewhere in their, I would say, 10 to 12 years old, I start telling them how to choose a spouse, okay? And guess what? Right now, they are already executing this plan. So I can see so far, Kit Lu getting married, execute this thing pretty well. Hopefully, Ben and Emily will also execute this plan. We talk about this a lot, and they are all writing down a clear list of what they want and looking out for people that meet the criteria. Okay, hopefully this will be something that will come to pass. I don't think it's 100% success in this area, but I think if you can find one that meet, a lot of your life criteria, I think that will be great, right? So let me say this categorically, clear, with importance. Picking the right spouse will determine a lot of your life success. So train your children from young how to pick the right spouse. So anyway, I thought this is a quick video to share with you how I train my children to be successful. I may not have 100% success, but so far, I think the prospect looks good, and I would like to share my experience with you. And I wish all of you will have great success in training your children to be successful. Thank you, and I'll see you maybe tonight for live stream. Okay, bye-bye.